Good morning, everybody. Here for our big harvest day. This is our second day of harvesting. I did the one yesterday if you didn't see that. So we'll be getting stuff rolling here in a second. Jess is filing up some numbers. We got one store that puts their numbers in on Monday morning on our harvest day, which is not that big a deal. It's all right, but so she's got to finish that numbers and get the sheets and all that stuff done up. So she's doing that. So I will be here answering questions or showing you what around a little bit. If you can see the stuff right over the side over there. We put the racks right behind where we are harvesting. Jessica's going to be doing most of the harvesting today, getting stuff together for me to do mixes. It's how we do it because we do a lot of combined products, mixed products, whatever you want to say it. So that's what we're doing today. So most of mine is just putting it all together and doing that. Do have our tablet down here with farm flow on it. So we have all our numbers and we know what we need to harvest and stuff like that. So I always usually give her the numbers and let her know what we need and all that. So if you got any questions, go and put them in there. And hello, Matze from Hungary. Good morning, John Claus. Mind and Body, good morning if you're still here. Miguel, good morning. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we got a little late start than normal. We, had chicken situations and had to get them taken care of this morning a little bit at the house. So we got in just 10 till. Yeah, usually we get in a little bit earlier than that. Get stuff done. So she's just finalizing them numbers, and then she'll start harvesting all the stuff that's over there. Show it to you. That's the racks. There's still some more stuff over there we'll have to get, but that's what we got right behind there right now to get harvesting stuff. So, and big table here. So, yeah. So if you guys got any early questions here, I can answer them as well. So, why she gets the numbers finalized, she's usually pretty fast about that. And then she'll start getting things harvested. And I'll start making all the mixes and all that fun stuff and everything else. So this is our setup on our tables. Just straight tables raised up with bed risers, so it gets a little bit of height better and everything. Let me show you guys back here. Let me show you behind the screen. So like that, this is where all our packaging's at. So our packaging's all right behind us, right down here, over there. It's all the packaging that we do in gloves and boxes and all that stuff. So there's the lettuce over there. Got lettuce over there. So yeah, a little sneak peek behind the scene there. So what do we have today? Today's gonna be a long day. Today's the biggest day for us. This is the money making day, I like to say, because this is when we put all the packages together and make everything. We do have third person, which is currently our son, will come in and do the labeling and stuff for us later on. I'll do some of that if I can get to it. But he usually does most of the labeling and putting away, and then we pack later on and get ready for the next day. That is much later. Yep, delivery day is tomorrow. That's when we pack it all in and deliver everything tomorrow. So that way we hit that before 48-hour delivery. But the stuff lasts 3 weeks at least. So if you put it in, if you do it right, don't usually have a problem with that at all. Usually we try to stay within the 2-week period, but you can get 3 weeks out of the products if you do it right. You harvest them dry, and you can probably see over here right now. You can see that it's a little dark with the lighting all over here, but them crops are dry. They're starting to flop on the ends and stuff like that. That's kind of where you want to be at with them. You want them to be that dry. You don't want to all flop it over, obviously, where you can't cut them, just a little bit. And that way you know that they're dry, they're ready to harvest, they're not going to be wet going as packages or anything like that. We'll have less condensation issues. You're going to be good there. Yeah, I'm sorry, there's not much action yet. Is waiting on getting the numbers done and everything. But that's the real life of a microgreen farmer. Got to get that stuff done as well. So it's what we are working on right now. Yep, we harvest everything today, pack everything, get it in things, and then get it delivered. And here comes Jess. So she's got the numbers finalized.
You can refresh farm flow.
Refresh farm flow now. Get that right.
I should probably plug the laptop.
Plugging the laptop in would be smart. It probably will not last that long otherwise. Move you guys over a moment. Yep. Back over. All right. Now we can start seeing some action happen. All right. All right, so Jessica's gonna start harvesting everything. I gotta go do my numbers and get that sheet.
Oh,
yeah, I'll do it. All right. So I'll leave you guys with Jessica as she starts to get ready to harvest.
Stuck with me now.
And start getting that stuff done. She's gonna probably start with broccoli and kale, so I can make the mixes and all that. So
Grab a box of gloves. I do need those.
all right.
All right, we'll start with, I need 100 ounces of broccoli. That's step one. In order for him to make mixes, I have to make the stuff for the mixes. All right. How do you think watching? And you are awesome. He knows what I need. Totes. So these are food safe totes. I'm gonna make sure we're using those. I actually called the company to make sure I could use these. But they just hold the stuff for a little bit, long enough for me to harvest it all, put some in, and put it in the mixes. So we'll start off with that. Try to make sure you guys can see things. You can kind of see them. I'm gonna bring you down just a little bit. Boop, boop. A little better. You can kind of see me. You'll see me harvesting now. Can you explain how you end up with the right amount for all of your mixes? So that one is outside of farm flow. That's still a spreadsheet. So I take all of our farm flow numbers, say I need, 108 powerhouse mixes, things like that. We plug those all into our spreadsheet for mixes, and it tells me how many ounces of broccoli total I need across the board for all of our mixes. And then that way he knows what he needs also, but it's kind of one of those, farm flow doesn't do it yet. I think we're gonna make Andy a couple requests for that. So that one is outside of farm flow. It's still a spreadsheet. It's pretty easy to use now because it's just plug and play. You just plug in the numbers of how many of each thing you need, and it totals up how many of each ingredient you need. Because you'll have, 4 of our mixes take broccoli, and it'll total up how much broccoli is for all of those. So I need 100 ounces of broccoli, 105.5 ounces of kale. It'll just tell me all of it. But that one is a spreadsheet outside of. Thank you. Brought me more water. He's so sweet. And I'll be doing this for a while. A lot today. Thank you. Fun job of toting everything back from the walk-in. Figure out your setup now that you're got a camera on the table. This is a little bit different of a setup because we have you guys with us. So now I have to figure out where everything goes.
Oh.
Are these your only 2 harvest days, or do you do again in the week? I'm currently harvesting Thursday delivery and market on Friday, which is going to be okay. A lot more with deliveries, I can tell. Yeah.
So we harvest these 2 days for the week. So that's why it's split up into 2 though, because it is a lot. We found that Mondays were getting longer and longer and longer. And eventually you just run out of hours. Then there weren't enough hours for Monday. So we started doing the Sunday harvest, which was more of the hardier varieties, sunflowers, peas, radishes, and some of the individuals. But we try to stick with a lot of those hardier varieties on Sundays, and then we can do the mixing of things a little bit quicker because he's not waiting for me to waiting to harvest sunflowers and peas and then broccoli and then try to start making mixes. And then what was the next question? Could we Sharon?
How do you discard the hulls before harvesting?
Oh, the seed hulls for sunflowers, I'm assuming.
If you watch our harvest yesterday, you'll see what we do getting rid of them. But we just throw them in the waste, and the chickens get them. But most of them are gone before we harvest because of the method that we use for sunflowers and the seeds that we use, the greener harvest tiny seeds. They most of them shed their hulls already, and we got a method to get even more of them off during the plant while it's growing. So we really don't have much at all. You can see that in a video yesterday that we did where we don't have much seed hulls on them at all. And they turn into these beauties. So I don't drop any, but no seed hulls, all gone. Now, nobody in life's 100%. Some might find some today, but this is also why you get a second day to kind of check this out and make sure you don't put any seed balls in anything. So,
I've got 18 ounces for you right
all right, I will start with that. All right, I'm gonna start making our mixes. And this one gets going, please. That was piece. Put it about there. Then get some sunflowers. And then some broccoli.
The stores are requesting that mix.
Yes. So these are just mixes that we've made. A lot of our sales are retail sales, but we also have home deliveries. And these are mixes that we've made over time, based on what we like to eat. And we sell them, yeah, trial and error with the farmer's market, things that sold well at the farmer's market that we've tested. And then these are the mixes that we've settled on so far, always adding, always changing. But we found that mixes are very key to our business, and finding the right mixes for your area and what your customers want.
What variety did you cut? Interesting how you cut it all at once.
Okay, so this is something I don't teach. So this is one of the advantages of watching us. This is a very large knife. This is broccoli. Cut the whole tray in one cut. I do this when we're doing mixes because I don't need to portion out a small amount at a time. Okay. And I'll grab another one. Also broccoli. So when I'm working through for mixes, I can usually just do one big cut, put it in the tote, and it's a much faster process. But at the same time, I'm not individually portioning out. This is not something I would do if I was doing individuals. And with the individuals, I'll go through and I'll cut handfuls at a time. It's a lot easier and a lot cleaner for presentation. But for mixes, it looks beautiful. So I'll just kind of that.
You need to buy layered products.
Yes, combined layered products because we do not mix post harvest. I always check the bottom a little bit and make sure I didn't get any roots. Usually not, but sometimes you'll get a little root here and there, and I don't want to put that in our products. Usually Mike catches them, but I'm sure he doesn't like catching all of them for me. So, ta-da! I do try to keep my table clear. So I use my scraper, scrape the table clean, make sure the knife is clean, and we start another one. Very effective, yeah. It's much more effective. It's efficient on time. Like I said, it works really well in bulk. It just doesn't translate over to individual packets, just because I want to keep those looking really, really good for retail and for presentation. For mixes, you kind of want to fluff them and make them look good too. as you're layering the products on top of each other. It makes it look good. So peek at the bottom, set them in the bin. Super simple. Grab a few extras. It's done. Perfect.
Got camera down. So it's more of me doing the mixes. So you guys can see. If you ever want to go over there and look. You found one seed hole.
Flower seed. You don't want to squish them, so I try not to put too much product in each tub. And I will use a white erase to write what's in it and how much. I need 26 more ounces of different stuff.
Gosh, so my new member.
I think we renewed. Josh Pepper slash. Oh, what's your real name, Josh? I don't remember. Can I remember? Chandra? Who's Josh Pepper? Chandra Brown. Yeah. I always have to remember that.
Check the chin.
Beautiful. I traded broccoli to touch this. And then we'll move into kale. See? What's your kale next?
Greenhouse. Number one.
All right. Broccoli bulk is done.
So if anybody ever wants to go deeper, it's not scrolling at the bottom, but it should be scrolling at the bottom
Oh, that's me.
of what we are offering. The 247 lifetime access
That
to
one.
our growth bites. But you get daily videos. Every day you get a video in that course. And you log into that course, there's a new video every day. You get a community. And then we do quarterly group calls. So first one would be in March that you would be getting. And then, yeah, there's daily videos. Right now we're doing you get one-on-one as well. That's free, we're throwing in. And a couple sheets, resource sheets we're throwing in as well.
Sewing crop cheat sheet. So you can kind of get an idea of what numbers we use for our sowing and what our harvest yields on average are. And then we're doing the cost and price spreadsheet because definitely want to make sure people know how to understand their costs and how to price their stuff so they can stay here for the long term. We want you to make money. You got to do that.
You got some students we're trying to redo right now that are charging way too low for some like products and stuff. So definitely working on getting their pricing in line so they can make some money. Charge a fair price.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably finish off broccoli.
Huh?
I probably wouldn't have been ready for anything yet.
Oh, no, I'm done with broccoli.
You done with broccoli?
I'm done with broccoli.
Okay.
I needed 100 ounces.
Okay. Yeah, nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing. It's right now, so I might need to cut you a little bit more, but I don't want to cut too much.
So go ahead. We answer questions as we can through here, guys. Put them in there, and we will get to them. And Choice has got something.
Do the lidded Rubbermaids keep the hardier varieties okay as long as they aren't too wet?
So we do harvest very, very dry. So you'll notice that there's not really a lot of water in there.
Really nothing. Remember dry.
Crispy still.
Still nice and crispy.
We do put a clean sanitized towel at the bottom and one at the top before we store it. Just before they go in, so there's no water contact on them. But you'll see that they're not really that wet at all. And just a little condensation from the temperature variance. You'll see me pop off camera. That's just me dumping trays into a tote bin. Dump the soil and put the tray to the side.
They pop right out.
They literally come right out.
Don't touch anything at all.
Don't even have to touch the soil at all. Just flops right into the bin. And then we can put the tray on a rack that we use for essentially a dirty dish speed cart, which is just a rack with 2 big shelves that we can stack as high as we need. And it goes straight to the dish room to be washed.
Here, I will show you guys.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It should be.
So, is that showing well? Yeah.
Yeah.
So dirty.
That's the cart. And then show 'em.
Is that showing it?
Yes.
Go
So,
around the side.
tray.
Boom. Done.
Dish room at the end of the day for my one employee to wash a lot of dishes. That is more at me now, sir.
Much better view.
Not a fan of the camera. You're welcome.
You guys, I'll make sure you tell her there's nothing to be worried about being on camera.
I have spent a long time avoiding cameras. They're like, I'm very stuck.
Hi, Jenna, over on TikTok. Good to see you. Is your sample day today?
We're harvesting.
Just harvesting for all the deliveries tomorrow. This is day 2 of harvesting. We just do the sunflowers, peas, and stuff. Part of your stuff on Sunday. Today we're harvesting everything for. Oh, we done.
And home deliveries.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. And we do have a sampling of it. I think we're going to try to film. I'll have to talk to the guys in their produce department to make sure they're good with it. We have a grocery store that we'll be sampling at Saturday, I think, this Saturday. And they're pretty chill human beings and they do love getting samples. So we'll stop by there. We usually spend 3-4 hours just sampling out to customers and telling them about microgreens. Alrighty, 45 ounces there. Lots of kale. So put a lid on, label it. Kale and broccoli look very, very similar in the totes. So see that? So I just put kale, 45 ounces, so he knows what he's grabbing.
Thanks for all the likes and everything over there, Jenna. We appreciate it. And the rose. Thank you. Much love. Appreciate it much. And Josh Pepper upgraded his membership.
That's it. Thank you.
Germany and growing.
You're growing. You're definitely growing.
Should have our harvest members on today
Right?
since we're harvesting.
Since we're harvesting. It's a good day for harvest members. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, harvest member party.
And remember, we have our members only live stream coming up on Thursday,
Oh,
6 p.m. Central.
that's coming up this week.
Only members will be able to chat and get their questions answered. Need some more package.
Can't get very far without putting them in things.
Well,
I don't know if you have the things to put the things in. Anyone else doing any harvesting or planting today? Got deliveries to make on a Monday?
I'm harvesting today. Awesome. Made made four deliveries on Saturday. Do you run into people wanting to talk? Oh yeah.
Yes. So it's challenging. So a lot of our specialty grocery stores are very chatty human beings, and I love them. But yes, sometimes I'm like, okay, I really have to go. Really have to go.
You have to develop the art of being able to get out of the conversation.
How to get away. I have not yet perfected that art. I will be
I'm very
honest.
good at it.
He's a master of it. He keeps me on time ish. As much as on time as but I enjoy the conversation and it's great. I love talking to people, but it definitely can put me on a time crunch sometimes. I need 5. Got another 45. I need 100 and yep, perfect. A little bit more, maybe. But I'll cut him some more beneath it. Then red cabbage. Do I have any individual kills?
Yes, 3.
3?
3 bits.
I'll do those first while I'm doing kale. While I'm kaling it up. But for individuals, yep, go back to the regular knife here. And we'll harvest in bunches. We want to make sure that these look beautiful presentation. People eat with their eyes, so I still try to make them look real cute. They don't have to be perfect. That would take too long. We do try to make sure they look good. Add these 2 just because I don't want to leave a part of the tray. Whatever's left is lunch. At least for this kale. We might sample off some other ones. Look at these cabbages, guys. Freaking gorgeous. A little bit more this way. They turn out great. We just started using some of Josh's seeds over at Greener Harvest for the kale or the cabbage. Perfect. The red cabbage from Greener Harvest. And the results have been fantastic. I'm going to switch back to my big knife. Doing a bulk cutting. Clean and sanitize between products. Okay, see? I thought so. 99% sure.
And Sandra, there was an email sent to you. Thanks for the upgrade, by the way. And there was an email sent to you about the course stuff. So I don't know if it filtered out or whatever else. So
Let me
you want
know
to check
if you
that
got it.
because it's a special offer that is ending probably today or tomorrow.
It's supposed to end this week. So.
Yeah. Trying to get everybody over there. Much better course now. Much better community. Everything. Let you know actually when the Zooms are and everything a lot better.
Better place to hide. Put the Zooms when they're done. Yeah.
Yep.
We've been looking for a while for a much better course solution to the one we were using. The color on these guys. Yeah. Yeah, what do I think? Maybe.
Yes. Oh, they good.
These guys. Camera doesn't do it justice.
No.
You're so pretty. And I did all the individual. Right, so. Arugula is one exception. I do use a little knife for
Arugula.
arugula. Yeah, because arugula, that's why. That one we use a small knife for just because it's arugula and it likes to fall. And anything that falls, I don't harvest off because they just don't seem to get back up. They don't have the strength in their stems to do that. And also, I want to make sure I'm kind of knocking off any seeds that were stuck to the bottoms. So I'll go through kind of knock off any seeds that are stuck to the bottom before I put them in there. We try to keep it as clean as possible. Arugula is arugula though, so we have to watch.
Mark, just taking a coffee break from my harvesting this morning. Yes, I use the same bins, harvest, and then they go into the cooler. They get started. I get started at 6. The packaging crew comes in at 9.
That's smart. So you harvest and then pack separately? We do that for our mixes. And then sometimes for like sunflowers and peas, things that need to be sorted first. If I'm doing an individual one, I'll just throw it in the package while I'm harvesting. But mixes, we go through and layer them after the fact. So I'll harvest small things into these tubs. We did the sunflowers and peas if you saw us yesterday. And then that way everything is ready and on hand for him to be able to pack them up efficiently.
Is it okay to harvest basil a bit early due to mold starting? Mine are a little over 3 weeks old.
You should be okay on size with 3 weeks basils. They're not going to yield very great, but they're going to yield better than if they all collapse and die. Are you harvesting them for an order or are you harvesting them for sampling? So you want to make sure your samples are accurate to size so they don't expect a smaller product and get a bigger one whenever it grows correctly. If it's for an order, that's tricky because you don't know, I don't know if you'll be able to keep it alive in a cooler for that long. Like if you're trying to wait for a week to deliver it.
Basil's.
Basil's a fickle one. That's one of those harder ones. Yeah, 3 weeks you could probably get away with harvesting it for a regular order. And I just tell the chef, hey, it's a little smaller than normal, you know. Plants.
Yep.
Plants. And they're usually pretty cool with it, but definitely communicating with them that this is not the size you would normally send it out as, just so they know not to expect it that small. It's like with arugula, when my chefs get extra small arugula, they love it. I hate it. We've had arugula crops like early on that had like almost completely failed, and we planted another round because as soon as it came out of germination, we knew. Like you brought it out and you're like, well, this isn't going to work. So then we had some really short row arugula for them. And they're like, oh, this is great. I love little arugula. And I was like, yeah, no. We got, I think, 3, maybe 4 ounces out of each tray. And
Don't expect to see.
please don't expect this again because this was not very profitable. There was no profit, but it made the chefs happy still. And it was pretty early on in our relationship with that chain, that group. Not really chain, but group of restaurants. So we wanted to make sure they had a product to use. But yeah, they were definitely a lot tinier and they loved it. And I was like, nope, 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 nope. Don't expect this. I mean, I can do this, but it's going to cost a lot more.
Yes, one employee does singles and the other does mixes.
Nice.
And then Christina, there are a few customers, regular people, no chefs. Yeah, you should be fine
Oh,
then.
yeah, you should- yeah.
This has been so helpful. It's great to see how you guys are so efficient. Well, thank you.
We work well together. And then just refining the process to make it work for what you have. You know, if it's just one person, what can you do to make it more efficient? If it's 2 people, or like with Mark, you know, he can knock out harvesting and he's got 2 people to come in and do the packing. Cool. Now, do you still harvest yourself just because of quality control, Mark, or is it just because you can get there earlier and get started? That is a concern that I have, like for employees. So for me, like I'll just not harvest a section if I don't think it looks good, or if I think it's not going to be up to the quality that we want. Would an employee do the same? So no, you'd have to train them very closely. Lots of training.
Employees aren't good until at least 90 days.
So they know.
We weren't good.
No.
I mean,
We weren't good.
you always have to think about back when where you're at versus where you started. Like you can't expect somebody new coming in to be perfect and know exactly what you know, because you know you didn't know that.
Both. See. Yep, it's a combination. Do you guys put the bins from yesterday harvest into the cooler and just leave around? They go into the walk-in cooler.
We do have a reach-in cooler that we started out with. And that worked for these bins. They fit into it as well. We now have a walk-in, so they go into there.
All our products will not fit into a region.
But no, we couldn't harvest like this and put it all into the reach-in anymore unless we had multiples.
Yeah.
And we got a good deal on the walk-in, and it's got a cool bot for the cooling system, which is fantastic. If you've never seen a cool bot before, definitely look into those if you're looking at expanding your refrigeration.
Back to work. Have a great day. Yeah, have fun, Mark.
Happy growing.
I'll be right over.
Coffee breaks over. Man, he drinks coffee faster than I do. Got to throw an ice cube in that for me to down it that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the bins that are up on his side, those two big bins were the sunflowers and peas that we did yesterday. Harvested them all off, labeled them, and put them into the walk-in cooler. You always want to make sure you're following food safety. So once they're harvested, you really want to get them cooled within, a few hours. 6, I think, is the main concern with it. Arugula's ready.
Might be up in here now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you grow the most of?
What do we grow the most of? So by numbers or by volume? Tray wise would be broccoli. Volume would be somewhere between sunflowers and peas, probably.
It's really the top ones. Broccoli is actually by volume and by trays. It's a very peas are just barely beating them.
Yeah.
And then it's sunflowers and spicy salad mix.
Yeah.
Are the next two.
Yeah. The basics, mostly the basics. All right. That is arugula. I see it. What do I need to cut first? Probably the
Or what?
microgreens.
Microgreens. You've got restaurant stuff. Micro.
Yeah. Veggie.
Veggie. Right.
Radishes are done.
Veggie.
How many veggies? Oh, 4 in there.
64. The tray wise, it's definitely broccoli the most. We grow somewhere between 48 and 54 trays of broccoli a week. So if you're talking trade wise, it's definitely broccoli. Then it goes down to like probably spicy or spicy salad mix would be next. Yeah.
46.
Can you guys hear the gym next to us? Let me know.
Yeah, they're a little bit louder today. Always fun. Well, have 12. I need to. Okay.
Kendra? Harvesting today for Tuesday and Wednesday deliveries. Yes.
Awesome. And Mondays are a good harvest day. 'Cause you can usually get a lot of days in with it. So you can get kind of your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on how long Monday takes.
We ain't going anywhere on Mondays.
Yep.
We right here.
This is really every Monday.
More packaging. Razor blade.
Over here.
Your razor blade.
Oh. Magic button.
I normally bring the whole stack of this out. And it's like, here, there's 100 of them. I figured I didn't want to block the camera too much from you guys.
It's an adjustment having a camera here. Where to put things. Where to put all the things. So pretty.
I don't know, the glare.
Getting our Monday motivation in.
Monday motivation from the gym next door.
At the gym, I just listen to it.
You don't have time to go there. It's not like traditional gym either. They do workout sessions. So you can't just go in and work out.
You just have to schedule a session.
Member of the team. Hi, Scott. Thanks for sending the stuff out, cards and all that.
Appreciate you.
That stuff. Liking the live, appreciate it. Thanks for becoming number one. Appreciate the support over there, guys. Just trying to get the TikTok going. Showing our day.
Oh, thanks.
These packages like to stick together, so you gotta be careful pulling them apart. They are the tamper resistance, and then if you break that seal, you can't use them.
Can use them. Then it becomes something else. Stick something else in it.
Like Sato, do you use extension cords for your racks? If so, how many do you need per rack?
So we try not to use extension cords if at all humanly possible. And if we do use an extension cord for a rack, our goal is to use something that would more than be adequate. So we usually use like a 12 gauge, no more than 25 feet. And we want to make sure it is graded for indoor and outdoor use because there is so much moisture in the grow room. So when it comes to electricity, we try not to play with that. You want to be careful just because the last thing you want to do is, cause a fire. We've even used extension cords that almost melted when they were the right grade. So we try to avoid that at all, if at all humanly possible.
Yep, what's straight into the wall, the top,
Right to the outlet,
right into the cast or whatever. Plugs.
the Casa. We use the Casa Smart strip. So that goes directly to the outlet on the wall, and then each layer of our rack gets a plug. We try not to use any more than 80% of the load capacity. That was recommended by an electrician. So we try not to use any more than 80% of its load capacity to keep it from overheating or becoming an issue. So definitely, if you're concerned about it, do some math, do some research, and definitely ask an electrician if you have questions on it because you want to make sure you're safe with them.
Thanks. I'll check my email.
Yep. I think she's watching on the delay. Chandra. The email question, yes.
People think really good music. Living on a prayer.
I cannot imagine working in an environment that loud though. For them, us to hear them as well as we hear them.
Sun-dried Arizona. Finally, a time I am not busy.
I feel that.
It's a good thing.
Busy's great.
All right, I'm just going into just sunflower stuff, so I'm going to put it away.
For now.
Eric, is there a scale you guys recommend that maintains accuracy and is long lasting?
I think it's on the resource list. I think that scale is on my resource list. I don't have a link offhand. It's an AccuWeigh. These ones are just cute little cheap dudes that I beat up regularly. But when I'm looking to, when I go to a market, I'm weighing at a market, if we do any kind of live harvesting and things like that, definitely want to do that. I found that AccuWeigh is accurate and durable and like half the price of a Taylor. Taylor brand is really well known in the scale industry, but it's definitely not well priced.
Well, it's one price for them.
They know they're good. Yeah, I think that's on our resource list, so definitely check that out.
That's the member thing.
Yep, that one's in membership.
Sun-dried, I have just started selling a vegan cafe market. I am having a hard time building business there. Any idea?
A vegan cafe / market. So you really want to maybe look at posting recipe ideas for them. They're a great target audience. if they have a cafe, are they using your products in any of their food? You can convince them to like kind of put some stuff into the cafe part. That might really, really help sales too, because they've had it then at that point. So if you do like an vegan avocado toast with micro mix or something like that, or even radishes, have them serve that for one of their meals. You can get them to start buying them. That's a really great way because it introduces the food to the grocery side.
David Piper.
Thanks for joining, David. Riger? Yeah, I can't. Everything's really small on the laptop when it's that far away.
Yeah, thanks, David. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Make sure you come to Thursday's members live only chat.
Stop by there. You can Q&A and chat and ask any questions you may have.
If the sunflower seed was in there still. But you catch them, get them out of there. Also, they allow you to do a sampling event there, Sundry.
Ooh, that's a lot. Definitely a sampling event. It's a great way to kind of build a base at a location.
Our number one grocery store wants us to sample there all the time, and we do sample there all the time. And that's probably why they're the number one. We really got to get into other ones and sampling better, more. But there's also only so much time.
So many hours of the day.
Yeah, our sampling team,
Sampling team. I like that idea.
they just go out and sample products. And you got to teach people not just to blindly put them in there because, like, I've seen that. That's a bad one. We don't want that in there. So we get that out of there. So that's one of the training things you'd have to do with new employee. You know, you don't want to have that bad product in there. So get
That's
that.
just typically caused by like seed hole damage. So if the seed holes aren't knocked off in time, or if they're on still and you try to pull them off, it'll damage them. And then as it bruises a little bit more over time, it becomes more obvious. But we got those tiny seeds and they come off much easier, much less sunflower hold off damage. Definitely helps with yields when you don't have to sort out as much.
Anybody wants this offer? I was limited to 3 people, but anybody who wants this offer, you can get it today. You get the Growth Bites course that gets a daily video out to you every day about microgreens, microgreen business, more tailored to that for sure. A one-on-one coaching session with me, a crop cheat sheet, pricing calculator sheet, and normally $47 a month. You can get it for life for $247. If you want just the monthly, you can also email me and just ask for the monthly, and we can get that link over to you as well. But yeah, $247, you get all that with it.
And that's the lifetime for growth bites.
Yep. Just email me, Mike at microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. Email scrolling at the bottom as well.
Yep.
Just send that over and we'll get you taken care of. And I say end of the day, I mean end of the stream. So when we get done harvesting today,
Yes.
that's when the offer ends.
Apparently we're hitting the wall today.
Throw us up against the wall day at the gym.
Do you ever move into a big space? And the gym is the neighbor. See if you throw things at the wall first. We can't hang anything on that wall.
Nope.
It all gets knocked out.
So we have made adjustments of our layout.
Just keep that in mind. You might have to adjust your layout plans. That's all right.
A couple cabbages got hanging out in the kale.
Oops.
You know, we planted cabbage and kale at the same time. Next to each other, that tray anyway.
Those trees were next to each other when they got planted. It happens. Those ones are pretty easy to identify though. Everybody knows what happened is. It's also why we plant amaranth alone.
Yes.
Those guys just fly everywhere.
So small and light.
Invasive.
Basic.
You guys ever throw microgreens out to your chickens or out to compost? If there's amaranth involved, you will have a tree back there. As a micro, it's a beautiful, tiny little thing. Everybody's in the mood for eggs lately. Someone else messaged me for eggs. Lisa. I know the sun's starting to go out more. The chickens might actually start laying again. Yeah, washing eggs.
Love how TikTok tells me it's been 90 minutes since you've been live. Make sure you take a break.
It's great having 19s. They don't tell people scrolling that.
No.
Just keep scrolling, guys. It's fine. These do not want that. Feeling fluffy. Feeling extra fluffy.
How small is it?
Yeah, they did dance me. Everybody's quiet. I think they're all working too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's good. Work,
Getting their
work.
harvest on.
I know Joe's planting today.
Just planting today, yeah.
He probably hasn't started yet. He's over there on Mountain Time, West Coast Time, one of them. So
Yeah. He's got little sticks too.
yeah, Little's been at school. Yeah. So I think it's only 7, maybe. I don't know if he's on West Coast or no. He's probably on Mountain. So 8:41, getting kids to school, all that.
We'll get going. You guys are right on the cusp of me being harvested. They're like, just a little thirsty. Not falling over. Starting to flop.
Yep. You know you got your hot watering done, right?
Watering is perfect. They're just starting to go. Holding no water in the packages, which is especially important with things that have amaranth in them. Too much moisture in amaranth becomes a very big problem. Well, it becomes smush.
It's Miguel working on Canva for the Instagram account while I have you guys on the phone. These slides have given a lot of insight.
Awesome. Yeah, we love Canva. We have the Pro for Canva because we use it for all our thumbnails. I use it for packaging labels, redoing my labels, logos, anything that we're really working on that needs artwork. I found Canva can pretty much handle it. They do the AI stuff a little bit, and it's not there yet, but they're trying.
In our main course, we're going to have a video that somebody's going to be filming soon. Person across the table from me on how to use Canva, how do you do it, and everything else for your microgreen business and developing your labels and all your other stuff that you need for business. So
And
Yeah.
do it on Canva.
and do it on Canva. And if you pay for Canva, it's $14 a month. It is cheap.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot cheaper than my Adobe account.
Yeah.
But we
Adobe
use
Stock
it-
has good stuff.
Yeah, Adobe Stock has some good stuff for images if you need to work on like graphics and stuff like that, which we do with our, on our coaching side, we do try to make sure our videos are interactive and things are, at least not just standing around talking about nothing. Well, about microgreens, but not doing anything. We try to keep it interesting, try to keep it fun, keep the graphics going. But Adobe is definitely a much more expensive thing, but we use it for editing too. So
Yes.
video editors. Which Mike pretty much does now.
And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
We always try to make sure we're keeping track of our stacks. We stack in 15 for the small varieties, 10 for the large varieties, which is funny because they're about the same height at that point. Helps us keep track of how many we've done. I used to stack 20 high. It's a little tall. It's a little tall.
Only high you had to break down, put labels on. 15 high, you can just start putting labels.
That's so great.
Much work.
The
And the
tall,
two people that mainly do labels do not have to.
the tall people do the labels most of the time, so they can start with height.
Yep, and the main course that's $97 a month. We'll be going all over the Canva, the marketing, how to do social medias, all that stuff. So we're switching our course over from one platform to the next, and so we're redoing some of the videos, and we'll have more and more videos going out. We don't like it to be a dead course, and a dead course, I mean nobody ever does any more with their course. They do it once, and it just sits there, and the relevant information isn't relevant anymore 5 years down the road. We will refilm and add things and everything else that as it becomes needed. So it's never a dead course. It's always relevant information.
Because things have changed. Like we could have ported over the video on marketing, but it's not the same. Everything's changed. So for digital aspects of it, it's definitely very different. Even my Google one's barely, I mean, it's still the functions the same, but they've added so many other features now that you can use. You really want to make sure those are in the course too, so. Everybody knows. It's not your turn yet, man.
Finally give away how easy they give away everything.
I know, it's funny, like you can give anything away for like months. It was months, and then the Wheel of Names now likes his stuff. I don't know why. I even made his like 6 month a little bit smaller
Yeah.
because someone had already won it. I was like, make sure you make that a little smaller. It's still
Still,
still in.
what order?
It was this they won the one-on-one, which I also made smaller. I made 3 month bigger and still got him. Oh, murdering.
I murdered one.
The downfall of using tamper resistant packaging. Also pull apart resistant sometimes. And once you've broken that seal, you can't fix it. And that one becomes useless essentially for retail. I'll use them for like a sampling event. If we're doing sampling, because it's me just dispersing micros out. Use them for that, but you can't sell them anymore, which is a very big bummer. Kind of goes back to the podcast last night. Reduce waste.
Yeah.
Run lean. $52. Three. 3, 5 plus 7. Math. All right. Veggie confetti is done. Hang up from that. And I'm gonna move into my segment.
On to smoothie boost now. Start making our smoothie boost. Just got done with salad boost. This is a smoothie booster. That was a salad booster. Yes, is over there getting more trays loaded up with the spicy salad mix. To bring them over. Her rack is running empty. So we got to reload it. We should bring it over here from the grow racks and start harvesting at that point. Spicy salad mix, which today she needs 100 and something, 110, 115, something like that. That's the big harvest today for her. Of the individuals that she's got to do. Yeah, have you ever grown something for a person when it comes time for delivery, they disappear, then you have trays of extra stuff? In the beginning, we definitely had some home deliveries we delivered to that didn't pay yet. We trusted them; they've been with us for a few months and thought they would continue. We delivered to them anyway, and never got payment from them, so we did that. Never had anybody just disappear from the beginning, wanting anything. I'm trying to think of anything. Was that? I don't believe so.
Home deliveries are people.
But home deliveries are. It's something we don't really push anymore. Home deliveries on our end because grocery stores are so good for us. We really go after grocery stores and restaurants. Home delivery is a good place to start, like I always preach, but it's a good place to start. But they are a little bit of a pain when it comes to payment. So the way to combat that, Christina, is you get payment up front for the first initial order, and then you don't. If you're charging a weekly thing, then you don't charge them anything for until you get that delivery done. Then you charge for the next delivery, so you're a week ahead. It's a little bit of protection that way. So I always recommend payment up front first before you start growing for them for the first time. So that way you don't get stuck with product.
Not really that stuff. So like for your checkout process, like for ours, we don't do very many, but we do have a small radius that we still do home deliveries for. And they'll pay when they check out, and it says it'll take 10 to 14 days on average. You'll get an email with a day for your delivery. So that they know they're paying, and then they won't get it for a couple weeks. Then that bumps them into a subscription, which is we'll add them to the invoicing, automatic invoices. And that will charge them after that first delivery. We usually charge them 2 days before their next delivery. So we go charge on Sundays, deliver on Tuesdays for that route. And that way we know they have 2 days to pay that invoice. We do offer the option at that point to do automatic payments.
And even a better way of doing that is to do a monthly subscription. So that way they pay you up front for the whole month. So you know you got that month, and then a week before the next month, I'd bill them again and have them pay that one. If you do 4 items, at $80 it would be to do that. If you do 4 items, $20 a week, it's $80. Give them a discount for paying ahead, pay $70, and then they get their 4 items delivered every week for 4 weeks. And then the week before, you bill them again, and then make sure they pay that before you before you deliver it for the next set. We're at the point though we could add on home deliveries. When you get to this point, and you could deliver them that week. If they ordered on Sunday, say somebody went on Sunday, we probably could deliver them on Tuesday, depending on what they're ordering. But for the most part, we could do that. But obviously, that's 4 years in, so you can't do that in the beginning. You want to grow to order, so definitely follow them steps. And Christina's in the course, so and she's got one more one-on-one, so we can help you set all that up with that, or we can talk about it in the group as well, because it could help everybody how to do that. So we could definitely do that as well in the group one-on-ones. That's on Tuesdays.
Do a screen share, like a customer.
Yeah.
Do something like that. I could probably make something happen.
Remember the finer detail stuff you get in the course. And that one is the $97 a month right now. Not right now. It is always $97.
Yeah.
So if you want to really dive deep into your business, that's where you want to be. Christina got in on our special offer that we're no longer offering. It was $197 that we did. And you got the course for a month, and then 2 one-on-ones, and access to all the resources and everything. So, and a T-shirt that is on its way. Should be. It was ordered. It was sent. So.
That's a custom made shirt.
Custom made.
Do you think he's better? Where else?
Yes. I should have done that while I had peas and sunflowers together.
Yeah, just not that.
We have one home delivery still, and he's been with us for almost 3 years. And we used to do a pack sampler that had peas, sunflowers, broccoli, kale, broccoli, radishes, and spicy salad mix in it. And he still gets it. He pays every week $20. He's the only one that gets it.
You can offer it anymore,
No, don't even
not a
offer it
thing.
anymore.
but he still gets it.
You all are super helpful. Thanks a million.
Absolutely. We love helping, for sure. We appreciate it. The goal is to teach more people how to do this. So this becomes a thing, like a normal, streamlined thing. People growing food. We need more people growing food. Good food, healthy food, non-GMO food. That's a whole other thing. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, we've been burned. So learn from us. Don't do the things we did.
Yeah.
We'll teach you what people do.
And I'm the one that always wants to trust that eventually they'll do it. It's fine. It's fine. Eventually they'll pay and it'll all be good. And sometimes I'm just not that accurate. I assume that they're good people.
So we no longer deliver unless the payment is made.
Yeah.
Even to Carl, it's been with us 3+ years. He's not paid, we won't deliver. Because maybe he's on vacation and forgot to tell us.
Yeah.
Because that's happened.
That's
with Carl.
He did end up paying us because his neighbor went and got his porch for him.
Yes. The great thing is like, which we don't do right now because eggs aren't prevalent for us, but we're selling eggs from our chickens, which we probably will get back into. And the next door neighbor was getting eggs and micros. So it's like delivering right there. And then across the street, we had a neighbor for a while was ordering micros as well.
It's a very nice compact route. We literally had
One
3
stop.
deliveries on one block. One stop, 3 deliveries on one block. That was fabulous.
Not even a block. I mean, they're literally almost right. One's the next door neighbor, then one's like catty corner from them.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing.
It's fabulous. Stopped at her one time, pull everything out. We don't have a ton of population density, so that's very rare for us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Instagram. Oops. I don't think not being able to see the comments over on Instagram because I know I'm gonna miss something.
Yeah.
Too many platforms, man. Go Twitch and Rich just
I'm just gonna say, I need a production studio behind me here.
right. Play by play. 15.
Question we need to ask in the community now. Play by play. People want a podcast next week.
Oh.
It's the
It's
biggest
Super
party
Bowl Sunday.
day, Super Bowl Sunday.
It's might be over.
Hey, Troy Lion got much further than they ever have.
Here, but yeah. There's a majority of our audience.
Besides Andy, who doesn't watch football.
Yes, because the Redskins. They took away his Redskins. He lost them. I mean, we lost the Rams. I mean, they weren't that great anyway, but
Well,
still.
they just changed names. We lost the Cardinals, then we lost the Rams.
Yeah.
We got the Rams, then we lost the Rams. Now we got the Battle Hawk. XFL
Yeah.
or USFXL.
Whatever that is now. USFL. Right? USFL.
That's who they
US.
merged with. I don't know what
US.
it's actually called. I don't remember what they called it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Sports Talk on the Microgreen.
We're not going to use it, but I don't think it's right.
And probably turn your volume on that and play one of theirs. Theirs aren't bad. Noise.
Noise.
Not like anybody's talking or anything, so we don't have to have.
Yeah.
What about speaker feedback?
Yeah.
The other day I saw again the farm tour at the house. Looking at that setup, what is one thing you guys would have changed that you thought you were doing right, but then changed your mind?
We changed our mind a lot. We thought we were gonna wash dishes outside, so we had the 3-compartment sink originally in the backyard, like outside, like on the back side of the garage. And we're like, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll have the 3-compartment sink out there. Things can sun dry. It's gonna be great. And then it got cold. Well, actually, no, it got hot. It was summertime that time. It got hot, very, very hot. So we moved the 3-compartment sink into the garage at that point. We weren't doing any harvesting or anything in there yet, but we started doing the dishes in there because obviously we couldn't keep up with dishes in the kitchen, doing hundreds of trays at that point. We were probably about 150, 200 trays at that point when we moved it.
Yep.
And it was just, yeah, it got to be very warm outside trying to do trays. So that was one thing we definitely changed our mind on. We were going to harvest in the garage. And that was another one of the heat issues. Because we didn't have air conditioning in the garage. It was just fans. And harvesting in the heat was definitely a challenge, not only for us, but for the micros. Then we added air conditioning later, but because we ran out of room, we had no choice but to go in the garage. So we went back into the house for harvesting for a while until we couldn't because we needed more room for more racks. Yeah, it just kind of kept growing. As things evolved, we had to adapt. I think it was more so not just changing your mind, it's just
Be ready to adapt.
adapting to a very dynamic, quickly growing business.
Whatever you set up, however you set it up, don't be married to it. It's going to change most likely.
Yeah.
We've already changed in here.
Like 3 times.
So, and we're looking at it and see that we can actually make some more improvements. You know, always be looking to ways to improve efficiencies and, you know, finding ways to be more efficient right now. We're pretty efficient, but
You know, it's improved.
can we get better?
light on the camera thing and it's your font reflecting.
Okay.
Like flashing at the camera. Reflecting.
Okay. It's paused. Started.
Take a break.
Yeah. Packaging helps.
Those are orange.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
I just can't sit through it.
Yeah. I'll rearrange after. It's- So it's the first few in the package that are really.
Yep. Like compressed down or something like that. Yeah.
Is that okay? I need to fix.
Oh, I don't know how many.
It's like 100 something. Two.
113.
113.
113. A little bit of a slower, I think.
It's a bit quiet. Everybody buying for. Jam through.
Maybe it's the Super Bowl that really takes everybody out of their thing up Valentine's Day.
That might be it. We thought it was Valentine's blame, but it's really the whole.
Super Bowl, everybody's like, I'm gonna eat. Forget it.
Forget the skinny thing that I tried to do on January 1st. It's gonna eat potato chips, chili. Chili. And then the first warm day of the year happens. I sales back.
Yep. Bathing suit weather hits.
Bathing suit weather, as soon as they start thinking about it. Like that first warm day, the very next week, I'm like, whoop, yep. They're back. All my casual eaters who occasionally want to eat healthy or try. Not necessarily year round. I appreciate their efforts.
Tina, do you grow edible flowers in that building or just micros? I grew saffron indoors last fall. They're pretty easy. I still have them in pots.
I love saffron. That's a test of patience there. No, we do our indoor flowers here as well. They are that way,
Oh, 10 feet that way.
about 10 feet that way, on the other side of some sets of racks. If you watch our planting video when we were planting, you can see them behind us to the side there. So they're towards our planting table over on that side of the warehouse. We give them some distance from the micros just because they do grow longer and their light cycle is a little different too. So we try to give them some distance, but they do great. They're flourishing. Some of them are growing a little too big. So we'll change up our varieties. We were testing like 11 different varieties at that point. Wow. So different colors, different types of flowers that are edible. And we're kind of refining it from there. But I do love the violas and pansies. They're probably my favorites. The bachelor buttons are beautiful, but they are a little bit too large. They get really tall. In this system, at least. So, do love the edible flowers. The chefs enjoy them. Not a lot of home delivery or groceries parts of that. But the chefs do love the edible flowers a lot, and the caterers. We get some caterers that'll occasionally ask for stuff. Bakers. Bakers are another one. Too. Of course.
Starting Carl's order. Gonna be our first home delivery product is what we were doing with this.
Yeah, so the first home delivery product that we had was Sunshine Sampler. Yeah. I don't even label it anymore. He likes that I don't label it so he can really recycle the packaging a lot easier. So I have to put a label on it anymore for him. Makes it easier to recycle so he doesn't have to peel the label off. Perfect. Oh, you got my broccoli even?
Yep.
Thanks.
Michael Bush. Good morning. Do you guys use some kind of software to do home deliveries? I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about it.
So for the delivery part of it or for getting home deliveries? That's two different things. Oh, good, because I was gonna use that for the ratchets. So I was wash my knife. If you could specify which one you're asking on, I can definitely answer.
Both, I guess. I was gonna do home deliveries.
Okay, so just both in general. So we use Square for our hosting website for getting home deliveries. We use Square, and we can use Square invoicing for our repeated customer home deliveries because we do for getting them, for like actually letting them order, order. And then delivering them, we don't use any software for like routing or anything like that. Mike's very good at driving. He drives everywhere.
I mean, you can use Google Maps
You can use Google
to
Maps.
start with, but you know where you're going eventually.
That is one thing nice about like Google Maps, that you can rearrange them and it'll tell you kind of what the time frame looks like if you move this one up or down or what would make more sense. It doesn't route it for you, but you can kind of decide a route based off of where everybody's at.
There's no really great delivery route software unless you pay hundreds of dollars a week, a month.
Yeah, there was like a fleet one that was, it was expensive that we looked at. Ooh, yeah. Nope, that's not worth it. Those are designed more for expedited trucking companies, things like that, so. Google is your friend with that though. Yeah. Yeah. So are you just getting started, Michael Bush? Got to keep it simple. Yeah, keeping it simple is the key with this business. Keeping it lean. You don't need a lot of subscriptions unless they're helpful for you. A lot of people go crazy with stuff like that though. Like a couple of them use like a texting software to text their customers to do things, and it's like it's not needed. If you're delivering to 100 customers, maybe, but they're your customers. They should know to leave a cooler out on a hot day or a cold day, and if they don't, that's something you can explain to them at the beginning. We usually tell them, hey, for your first delivery, here's a sheet. We even have like an intro sheet to the sampler I can probably put on the course. Thanks for buying the sampler. This is what's in it. Whenever you get your deliveries on this day, if it's too hot or too cold, please make sure you leave a cooler out. All that stuff. It's on the very first delivery sheet. Got 2 racks going. Good stuff. That is an awesome start. We started with one growing rack that was not the right size. Out of a restaurant that shut down. It was, yeah. But we got started. We do have an offer today. Yeah. Keep forgetting about it. If you want to email Mike, Microgreens Business Coaching for this, we have a Growth Bites subscription. It is a daily video, focus more so on microgreens, growing your business, but we do have some growing tip ones in there as well that we'll send out. But it's every day, and it comes with a one-on-one coaching with Mike, but I'm always there too. You'll get that too. And we're going to give out the cheat sheet for seeding. It's our seeding and our yield cheat sheet, so you can kind of get an idea of what we're seeding at, what our yields are, and how you can adjust. And then our price and cost spreadsheet, because I think it's very important for every microgreen grower to know what their cost is, so they know what to price it at fairly for not just your customer, but for you as well. So you're making enough money to stay in business. So all of that comes as a one big bundle, and it's $247, and that is a lifetime for the Growth Bites.
Your daily video.
Daily video. If you just want the Growth Bites alone, as a course, it's $47 a month. And you can email Mike on that one as well, and we can send you a link for just the course too. Sun-dried. They have someone who is very territorial for the cafe part. Oh, so the cafe's kind of already got their thing going on. Yes, I'm not going today. Good stuff. Oh, so Sun-dried's going to do some sampling today. I love it. That's good to see. Oh, Christina, what varieties do you take to restaurants? So we start out with something colorful, something tasty. It kind of depends. We usually give them like 3, maybe 4 things. It gives you an excuse to keep coming back if you don't get the order right off the bat. You don't want to give them half an ounce of everything you grow for 2 reasons. You want to make sure they're able to really sample it, use it, and try it. And 2, you want an excuse to come back. So if they don't order right off the bat, you can say, oh, well, let me stop by with some more. Every time you visit and check in, you bring a little bit more. But we usually we usually try to start out with peas or sunflower or something like that, something bulkier. Looking at their menu is important too, though. What kind of restaurant is it? If it's a Mexican restaurant, they might like cilantro a lot. So it just kind of depends on what kind they are too. We've got some Mediterranean ones that use basil.
And I definitely bring like 3 or 4 different items.
Yeah. I know Christina I think you were growing cilantro, weren't you?
Mhm.
So
She has some good looking
she's
crops.
got some beautiful stuff. Yeah, I saw some of it later. Sorry about that. Our dishwasher guy came right in the middle of the one-on-one.
The maintenance guy, the people we lease it from, so they got to come check on it every so often.
Test to make sure it's running properly and clean it out for me. It's fabulous. I don't have to maintain that thing at all. Yeah, he of course showed up right in the middle of my talking to Christina. So I did review it later so I can make sure I know how you're doing. You're doing pretty darn good there. That's awesome. Great.
So, and that offer ends at the end of the stream, end of harvesting day. So limited time. Yes, got a lot of cilantro. I have one rack now. Going to try to get more restaurants in the near future. Yeah, they like it.
Yes. Restaurants like those longer, harder grows. They like colorful things. I like the pretty stuff. Working on Springtown.
Counselor freaking home. Yeah.
Looking at
You do Betty restaurant, right?
I did natural restaurant back.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Restaurant busy, restaurant micro. I thought about it after I got the micro out already, so. Well, that's what checklists are for.
That's why we use FarmFlow.
Yeah. Yeah, I do one restaurant busy. One restaurant micro. I think it's just restaurants after
After this,
this. Yeah.
much better.
$75. 76. That's okay.
Here, I've got something up there. Thanks for sharing today to do samples. Good luck and come back to planting. Awesome. Sounds like a good day for you. Good luck in your sampling. Hope everything goes great.
Lots of customers. You use farm flow to figure out your delivery route. No,
Varieties. That was
we already know the route. For the most part, they do have the addresses in there. Like you could go through your orders and see the addresses in line, but they're in order by, I think, alphabetical. They're not in an order by route. There's no way to, I don't think, to rearrange them at this time. So the challenge would be to like keep track of everything. So we know our routes now. Not gonna lie, we used to use Seedly for that. Because we could sort it by, there was like a way to tag delivery routes and put them in order based off the route.
Yep.
So Seedly we used to use for that. And now we don't really need it because our routes are pretty much consistent. I think you did a video on that with Seedly when they added the left routes.
Probably.
Updates.
So I haven't really, I've tried it and seen that it all went over to Google Maps when it did it, but I really didn't play around with it too much in there because again, our routes are pretty established. So
Yeah, I think there's a way to export it to Google.
Yeah.
We haven't really messed with that yet though. Yeah.
it's not a feature we really need.
Probably should play with it at some point. Just gotta work on that spare time thing.
Oh, Mark's back.
Ah. Hey, Max. You've probably got his employees doing now.
Got them working.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike turned the camera, so yeah, it's more on me. See, normally it's facing you, and you can just see the table.
You're the one cutting.
I know.
I'm done, but packaging is ongoing.
Yep. Okay, you get to be done for the morning. Nice. So you have one doing mixes, one doing individuals, so they can kind of keep their tasks going. That's smart. Yeah, what we do. Well, we don't have it. The pre-harvest part. Don't have the third version.
Don't have the 30.
Well, do you guys still do farmers markets? Yes. We were at one on Saturday.
It's a great way to connect with your customers, even ones that are buying them at the stores. So,
It's just not fun. Say hi.
will we personally always do farmers markets? No, the goal is to have employees doing them. So, I'm hoping mid-year that we are having employees doing them.
Step back a little bit at least. But right now, it's just me and him, and our son helps with the markets too. He helps me at one of the markets while he goes to a different market because Saturday has two. So we'll split up Saturdays. Those are the ones we're doing right now. We used to do, well,
The first started, we did 6 markets. We did 2 evening ones, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, 2 on
Wednesdays,
one on Wednesday.
and nighttime. Yeah. It was chaos first year.
Markets are a great way to meet customers and get feedback.
Yeah, we do. We test all of our mixes at the farmers markets before they go to stores. Any kind of combination that we're thinking about doing,
for any new product.
any new products that we start growing and we're testing, they all go to the farmers market first. And our farmers market people know that, so they know, see what the farmers market exclusive is that week. And then markets are great for like if you have extras from chefs. So if I have to grow an entire tray of something to make a few ounces for a chef, then I have stuff for the market. Place to sell. So I don't
Raise it, right? Market exclusive.
Yep.
So we test our farmers markets also.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's a great connection. Get to know what they like, what they don't like, what works, what doesn't. It's been great for us.
Honestly, starting out, if we didn't have farmers markets, we probably wouldn't have been in business.
Yeah.
So they're a great way to get cash flow into your business really fast.
I don't recommend anyone starts with like grocery stores, even restaurants sometimes. Sometimes they take a while to pay. The grocery stores are typically like net 30 at best, especially at first. So you're delivering and you're paying all that up front to bring the product, and they're not paying you for another 30 days at least. And that's a lot to put when you're just starting out.
Hard to do.
And then now the other end, the farmer's market hands you cash and you have all your money before you leave.
Now on to ultimates.
Yum. I can smell the arugula again.
Yep.
Smells spicy. Okay. Switch it.
You probably missed it, but how do you handle your spent trays? Probably missed it, but how do you handle your spent trays and soil?
So a lot of these will go to the chickens, particularly the sunflowers. They're picky like that and spoiled. So they'll go back with us in the van for chickens. And then we'll bring back the empty tubs. Sometimes if someone wants them for composting and stuff like that, they'll come pick them up. But honestly, most of it ends up in a dumpster. Unfortunately, we don't have enough connections to farmers around here to do much with them. So they go into a tote bin. I could show you how I dump them again. The tote bins are taller now though. And we immediately get that stuff out of them just to make it easier to wash later. And then goes out to the dumpster. Thankfully, the young one comes in and does that.
All
But
right. Demonstration time.
demonstration time.
All right.
Empty trays.
Empty tray.
2. I'll stack them over here. Just a dish card. Super easy. We'd love to like look more into composting, vermicompost, things like that. Some grants coming out with funding for stuff like that. So we'll see if we can get something like that. But right now, this is what it is. At least the landfill will have some lush, vibrant greens growing
For the animals.
for the animals. You read? More.
It's time to go load up some more products. And bring them over.
What's my total in those? Yeah, I've got
What?
on Microgreens
You need 113.
113.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Ours go into a dump cart, then outside to our city lots, and then rototilled. In comes spring for our cut flower business. That's smart. I love it.
I wish we had property for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the cut flowers can be great. We do edible flowers indoors. Do that. And we do, when we were at the house, we composted a lot more. So we were at a smaller scale. So we do have our great composting system over there. So if I ever need more compost stuff, I could bring it home. But the chickens pretty much take care of everything. But yeah, that's a great way to reuse them for sure. Now we need to maybe try to find some connections with some local farmers, see if they need some scraps for feeding chickens, and then really great for composting for their gardens too. There's solutions out there. I know Lake Area is a good company that takes care of their waste properly, so. Does your city do your garbage service? Your dump service? I know there's some cities out there that do that. Ours is not. We have to pay a third party company. But we get choice, so that's good. Use the local guys.
Really, they did like 20 or 25 years ago, the city did it.
Yeah, apparently they're starting to take over some of the city parks too. Again, they're starting to do it again from the big company. I know the one town we lived in, Van Daly used to,
Yeah.
was through the city. It's interesting, right? Never heard of that back then.
Where it requires us to do either private contractor or municipal pickup.
Interesting. Yeah, ours is a local company for ours. There's big companies here too. We don't have the option for city pickup though. How many elks did you get? Like, yeah. Strange. I was gonna look at those orders. Too late. It is what it is. That guy.
Probably heard that. He's loud.
Always that one train a day. He's very ambitious with it. Other trains will go past and they're like, meh. Might toot a little bit. This guy feels like I make sure everybody knows I'm coming. We had a fun experience. Very positive, especially around here. Michelle, 7247. Hey, Michelle, if you're watching, just let me know. I'll send you an email as soon as we're done streaming, probably while I'm at lunch today. Or Michael, one of us.
Somebody will. I think that mix is now called the Carl. Carl mix.
Peace.
Peace.
Close, we're doing good. So. Super duper full. But 11 and a half ounces, I think is what it is. Yeah. Big, beautiful.
Scott over on TikTok. That will be ending soon because I didn't plug my phone in.
Oh, nice.
So
Where's your audio?
it's just gonna end soon.
Bottoms of the veggies make
Oh
hard.
yeah. Still close. Still with y'all. Have you guys playing while I'm at work? Playing while you're at work? Oh, thanks, John.
Thanks. Beautiful veggie confetti. You're gonna move it to.
I'll let you make that decision.
All right, kids. I've known Mike long enough to know what his hungry face looks like, and that has been there for like at least a solid hour. At least that hungry face has been there, so. We will probably pop up.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up making these ultimates and then start labeling while she does lunch. And then we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. Have a good one. Thanks, John, for being with us.
Thanks for hanging out.
We're John, just like halfway mark. We're probably 2/3 to 3/4 way done.
Yeah.
We're not far away from being done. We probably got another hour and a half, maybe.
Another hour and a half.
Another hour and a half, and we'll be done. So, but we're gonna have lunch before that, so 2 hours be done. So,
Yes.
but we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining us. Have a great one.
Bye, guys. Oh, good. That would be helpful.
Thank you for